Wow, we really can't believe these lunches in Spain. So we're getting the menu del dia, the menu of the day, and it's appetizer, main, dessert, wine, and it's so affordable. Since we're traveling full time, we love it when our money goes a long way. So we're always looking for places where we can get the most value. Cities with really affordable entertainment or great deals for dining out or amazing Airbnbs at really good prices.
And today we're sharing all our top picks. After 2 years of slow traveling our way across Europe, we've come up with 7 cities that offer great value. These are cities where you can get more bang for your buck.
So if you've seen any of our cost of living videos, you'll know that we're not budget travelers, although we are budget minded. So today we're not talking about the cheapest destinations. Instead, we're talking about the places where you can get a lot of value for every dollar that you spend. And we're breaking it down by the categories that you care about the most, like entertainment, dining out, Airbnbs, and more.
But first, a big hello from Valencia, Spain to all you nomads and adventurers. If it's your first time here, I'm Gillian and that's Stephanie behind the camera. We're traveling the world full time and we want to bring a little more freedom into your life. When we first set off on this big adventure, we really had no idea what everything would cost. Of course, we did a lot of research and we had a budget all ready to go, but we really didn't know how well it would work once we hit the ground. And to be honest, it didn't work out at first. It turned out that for some categories, specifically for our Airbnbs, our budget was just way too low. We ended up in some pretty uncomfortable apartments, including one that we actually had to cancel the minute we walked in the door because it was just so awful. So coming out of our first year of travel, we learned a lot about how we wanted to spend our money. We found that we really valued comfort and a little bit of style in our Airbnbs, and we're willing to pay extra for it. However, we also learned that we don't need to spend as much in other categories such as entertainment because it's often cheap or even free.
So speaking of entertainment, that brings us to our very first category. Which cities gave us the best value for entertainment? So for me, entertainment is all about immersing myself in history and art and culture. So I look for cities that have a lot of that on offer. Now, I do have a runner-up for this category. I seriously considered making Split in Croatia my top pick. So this is a city that was just built up in and around a Roman palace, and you can spend hours just getting lost in all the historic buildings. So those were some very spectacular palace remains. Diocletian was, of course, the Roman emperor who made his retirement residence to be on the coast of Croatia. And of course, that later grew up to be the city of Split. It's actually one of the only Roman palaces that's still being lived in today because, of course, many locals actually live within the palace walls still. Split also has a really lovely waterfront promenade, and you can just soak in the cafe culture for the price of a coffee. And we just love the beach life in Split. So the locals are out in the water every single day, no matter what the temperature is. And of course, you can just hop on a bus or even a ferry and discover all the other historic towns up and down the coastline. So you can get pretty far in Split with free or cheap entertainment, but there's another city that I was even more excited about, and that was Florence, Italy. So of course, Italy is not known for being an inexpensive place, but I actually found we got a lot of bang for our buck in the city of Florence. There's just so much history and culture everywhere you look, and we were able to enjoy ourselves even more because we had a free audio tour by Rick Steves. And then we had another free audio tour for going through the Uffizi, which of course is one of Italy's most famous museums. Now, going to the Uffizi is definitely not cheap at $14 US a ticket, but the payoff is huge. So for me as an art lover, I had a chance to stand right in front of Botticelli's Birth of Venus painting all on my own, and it was magical. So hot tip, if you want the same experience, you have to go there first thing in the morning during the low season. And then of course from Florence, you can grab a city bus and then be in the historic town of Fiesole, which offers a beautiful view of the whole region. Or for a few euros, you can jump on a train and you've got all of Tuscany to explore.
So Stephanie loves history and culture, but for me, entertainment is all about the great outdoors. And one place where we got to combine it all together was northern Greece. We based ourselves in the city of Yanina, and from there we had the whole region to explore. We went hiking in the mountains of Zagoria, which is dotted with charming little villages and stone bridges. We also got to enjoy the beautiful beaches all along the coast. But our absolute favorite part was discovering the area of Meteora. This is a surreal landscape of rock formations with incredible monasteries perched on top. For just a couple of dollars, you can go inside and see how the monks lived for hundreds of years.
So one of our favorite reasons for traveling is, of course, the food. And we especially love places that have a really exciting street food culture. So you can just wander the city and snack as you go. And one of our favorite places for street food in Europe has to be Istanbul, which offers the very best that we've seen outside of Asia. Let's start with Borak, which Gillian is a little obsessed with. So it's a pastry that's also kind of like a pasta, and there are just so many varieties in terms of the shape or the flakiness or type of filling. We also love lahmacun. So this is a thin bread spread with a meat sauce, baked like a pizza, and then just rolled up and eaten right away.
Another one of our favorites are midye dolma, stuffed mussels. You order 10 or 20 of these and just eat them on the spot. And when you're out and about in Istanbul, a grilled intestine sandwich is the perfect on-the-go snack. For drinks, we really enjoyed trying salep, which is a popular drink during the winter. It's made from the ground-up root of an orchid combined with milk, sugar, and cinnamon, and it's absolutely delicious. And this is just a very small sampling of the amazing variety of food on offer in Istanbul.
Of course, we also really enjoy dining out in restaurants where you get to sit and linger, maybe with a glass of wine. Western Europe can be a little pricey for dining out, but it doesn't have to be. We found that you can go where the locals go and get really amazing deals. For example, we're really loving the Menú del Día here in Spain. Wow, we really can't believe these lunches in Spain. So we're getting the Menú del Día, the menu of the day, and it's appetizer, main, dessert, wine, and it's so affordable. Here in Valencia specifically, there's another great deal available in the morning. This is a traditional brunch combination which includes an appetizer of olives and peanuts, a sandwich, now beer or wine because of course it's Spain after all, and a coffee with rum to finish. Wow, can you believe this breakfast? We have this huge sandwich here. We have the little appetizers. We have basically all you can drink red wine and the lemon soda that goes with it. And don't forget about that little treat at the end. This is amazing, and it just costs less than $7 US.
Of course, we don't just dine out when we're traveling, we also really like to cook at home. And we've come across one city which offered incredible value for groceries, and that was Belgrade, Serbia. The farmers market there was just bursting with amazing produce, and it was so inexpensive. For example, this haul of fruits and vegetables was only $10 US. So if you're doing a lot of cooking when you travel, you can easily get by in Belgrade on a pretty low budget.
That brings us to the most expensive category in any travel budget, where you stay. So since we usually stay for at least a month in each destination, we really like to rent an apartment. This is much more affordable than a hotel, and it helps us feel like we're living like locals. But finding a great value Airbnb is always a challenge. It's always going to cost way more than local rates to have a fully furnished, fully equipped apartment. We've come to realize that paying around double the local rates is pretty much standard. So in our 2 years of travel, we stayed in some pretty great Airbnbs. We stayed in a lovely historic loft in Malta, just steps from the beach. We had a stylish penthouse in Athens with a wonderful balcony, and even our tiny studio in Dubrovnik was a great spot to call home. But there was one place that had it all. It was newly renovated, beautifully designed, and best of all, it had $1 million view. Here we go. Wow, this view is even more incredible than I thought it would be. It's totally worth every penny. This was our apartment in the city of Saranda in Albania. Anywhere else, this apartment would have been double or even triple the price, but in Albania, it only set us back around $1,400 US.
People often have the impression that travel is expensive, but based on our 2 last years of spending, we're finding it can be more affordable than you think. And it's traveling slowly that makes it affordable. When you stay longer, you get bigger discounts on your apartment rentals, and there's time to find the deals that the locals enjoy. And of course, it's easy to find good value in lower cost countries. In fact, we've made our travel dollar stretch pretty far by going off the beaten path, so you can check out all of our spending in countries like Serbia and Albania in the playlist right here.